Good morning. I'm your professor, Lydia Fecto. Um, this is English 102, the online version. Each week you will have a folder that will open, and in that folder there'll be a lecture similar to this, which will talk about the readings as well as your research paper. You will also have discussions, boards, one or two, a journal, and starting next week, a short paper for 3 weeks until the last week, week 6, when your research papers due. These papers will all be listed in folders for you under paper 1, paper 2, and paper 3. Our first week, we're going to be looking at education. So I think it's something that you'll have something to say about. Your first discussion board is an introduction. It's marked introduction, and I want you to give me your name, something about you, interesting, and what do you think about English? How do you feel about your writing? For me, as you can see, I'm in a wheelchair. I also have a trach, so there'll be times when it might be a little harder to hear me. I will try to make sure my voice is fairly clear for each of these lectures. My computer is giving me feedback. Sorry about that. Still practicing with the volume. I have a service dog named Phoenix. You've probably seen the two of us on campus. So that's my interesting part. I graduated from Rutgers. I also teach over at Stockton. Each week you're going to have a chance to comment on the weekly material that we'll be reading, as well as to put comments about other things of interest. I like my students to talk about the news and politics and all of that. Whatever you want to discuss, feel free to bring up in class on discussion boards. I'll certainly leave space for it. The discussion boards are pass or fail. As long as you write something of merit down, you'll receive 5 points. You can't just say, well, I read the material. You have to tell me a little bit about the material. Answer the question that will be posed. The journals are a little bit more involved. They will have instructions such as how many words, whether or not you need a quote, and they should be broken up into paragraphs. And then, of course, your papers are a much harder grade. Our goal for this class is to teach you how to write in MLA format and also how to research. So critical thinking is an important part of this class. I tried to pick essays that were of interest and had connections with issues of the day. I will be putting lots of links up on each week so that you can look for further information. Unless said, you don't have to read all those links. They're there to help you get more information, to help you research your short papers, and so on. If you have any interesting stories you want me to post so you can share with the class, just email them to me. There's also going to be a discussion board saying, here's something you didn't know, and there'll be also a discussion board available if you have a question that you want to post anonymously, because you're afraid it sounds silly or something of that nature. Though there are no silly questions, you'll be surprised how many of your fellow students may have the exact same question in mind. But there will be an anonymous posting board as well for questions. Feel free to post answers if you know them as well. And try to communicate with your classmates as best you can on this online environment. If you can, if you know how, please post your picture on your Blackboard page so that people can maybe see what you look like. It helps us get to know each other a little more and create a classroom environment. Starting next week, you're going to have short papers of 750 words. Those will be posted on To Turn It In. They have their own folders, and there will be reminders in that week. All material is due before the next folder opens, unless otherwise stated. And I guess that's about it for our introduction. If you have any questions, you can contact me in a number of different ways. You can contact me through Blackboard. You can contact me through atlantic.edu. You can also contact me by texting your question to 609-335-9063. And that's on the syllabus in case you miss it. Okay? Have a good semester, and I will be posting more lectures like this on YouTube, as well as PowerPoints with my video attachment that will also be through YouTube. I find YouTube the easiest way to post these videos, and I do have a number of YouTube channels, and I may post other stuff on YouTube for you to look at that has to deal with classroom information. Okay, have a good semester.